Howdy guys, how's it going? So today we're going to be doing a wee bit of stealth camping. So right over there we have a three-way intersection in the road. It's kind of hard to see. I think you can see it coming up through that left portion right there. But we're going to be, just straight up trying to be invisible, okay? So we've got tons, we got a big like laurel grow here. I know that in my last outing when I went hammock camping, I was kind of wedged in between some laurel bushes, and that's kind of, inspired me and gave me the idea to do it this way. So I'm just going to take and hike in and around here and try to find like a very dense spot, but one that has a bit of an opening, and ideally one where I can still see through the laurels enough to see the road. So okay, that right there is a definite maybe, because all these trees right here look really strong and steady, no big dead limbs. Plus we got all this, these laurels are pretty tough little bushes slash trees. So even if something small did fall, it would kind of shield it. And then even on back in there a little bit, that's even more dense. But I really like this because there's like enough room to move around and do things. Got lots of great cover except from this direction, but there's nothing except for woods on that direction. So I'm gonna walk down here and kind of look around for a bit, and then we'll see what we see. Oh, okay, so I actually see a couple of decent spots, but none of them look nearly as good as this one right here, so that is going to be home for tonight. One thing is for sure, there's going to be plenty of car and truck noises. I'm just going to have to get in here and clear out some of these. Like, I want to leave a lot of the dead stuff on the outer edges, that way, it just kind of adds to the camouflage. I just got to get this big bag in here. Oh, that's not too shabby though, I ain't gonna lie. This is nice. Oh, okay. Get that out of there. We can kind of stack this stuff up too that we removed and just kind of create a false wall to help break it up even more. But I can see the three-way intersection from here. So we just gotta hope that, they don't see us, and then we'll be golden. Okay, so for some information, just getting out here a bit late, just like with the last outing. It's about 2:30, so it gets dark, around 5:15. But the fun part is that we've got freezing rain, sleet, and snow coming in tonight. Mostly rain and sleet. This is going to be a nice little, a nice little stealth camp, low key. You find your spot like this in the middle of the woods, and you're basically invisible, especially with the stuff that I brought with me. Okay. So we'll rip that out of the ground. Put it on this lower side with the other ones. And like I said, I'm going to take and slip the old K-bar out. I'm going to have to get this sleep system off the top first. Don't want to lose track of that. Okay, so today we're keeping it pretty minimal and simple. I've got the Gore-Tex bivvy with that black intermediate bag because the low for tonight is 19 degrees Fahrenheit with rain, sleet, and when I say snow, like it's basically just going to be like it's a wintry mix. It's going to start off as rain because right now it's 39 or 38 degrees. So you know, like right now, since it's got overcast, it's probably, there goes a car. A white truck. Since it's been overcast, it's actually started to cool down quite a bit because the sun was out earlier and that helped a lot, but she is gone. So I've got, right now, I just got on a t-shirt with like a moisture wicking t-shirt. Then I got on a hoodie and then this woodland BDU top. I brought a woodland parka, like, so, you know, like if I need to get out and do anything, I can. Um, and then a lot of, like, I got those big mittens, extra pair of socks, headlamp, food. And since we're doing a stealth camp, I brought my MSI rocket stove. If I have enough time after getting everything set up and cooking food and eating, because I'm very hungry. And I've actually got some meat today, so that's good. No more noodles. I might make a Dakota fire hole, but I don't think I'm going to have time, but we shall see. So this is the woodland parka. I'm just going to lay it over there. I need to be using this because I need to try to keep my pants. I don't want to get them too dirty because I got to get in that sleeping bag later. So I'm going to tuck the head of that in. So this is, I'm sure everybody's seen one of these before, but this is the USGI 3-piece, technically a 4-piece if you count the bag, but Gore-Tex bivy, so it's breathable, waterproof, all that. And then I just have the black intermediate bag snapped and buckled in there. So let's close this flap and keep any crud from getting in there. Actually, I got to take and put the sleeping pad in there, but essentially, once the pad's in there, this itself is just its own standalone shelter, and it's plenty good enough just to chill out, sleep under the stars. But I am going to take and basically make like a vegetable over the head. Hopefully, I got a couple ideas of something I want to try with my poncho. It's woodland, and then up underneath the poncho area, I'm going to spread this out so I have, you know, space to put things on the ground without having to worry about them getting wet and extra dirty. So right now you guys are looking towards the road, where the foliage is so thick it's hard for stuff like that to be seen on camera sometimes, but like here comes something other. I think it was a black Bronco and then a green truck. Okay, good enough. The traffic will pick up a bit more around 5 when people start to get off of work. Now, I learned in our last hammock camping video that this blow-up pillow is completely useless for sleeping in a hammock. Like it did not improve the experience whatsoever. It's kind of just in the way. But with this tonight, this is actually going to be nice to have that little bit of elevation on my head. This area, like the place, that other ridge that I camped on with the hammock, this ridge also slopes down right here in this area. I mean, a lot of times where you find these laurel thickets, it's, you know, rarely on flat ground. But let's get this sleeping pad in here. See if we can do her without, like I said, without getting too much crap in there. Alright, I think we should start blowing her up now and then hopefully it'll straighten out. Ooh, that right there is a good way to get your noggin spinning. Still needs more air. Sweet. Oh, yes, sir. There we go, baby. Some 5-star accommodations. Make sure we got our lip over the seam. We ain't got to worry about, like I said, stuff getting in there. The ground seems to be slightly wet over here, like underneath this first layer of leaves. It's okay. So right now, this is just about 10 foot away from where it's at, and this is like the direction of the road. As you can see, the road's there. So there's a lot more foliage in the line of sight anyways, but just that right there is hard to beat, and that's just sleeping on the ground with the bivvy. You know, I took and done that invisible shelter video last year, and so, you know, you could dig down, cover yourself with leaves, or you could even take, once you get it set up, you get your sleeping bag and your pad and everything in there, you could slide it into these really low-lying areas after you clear them out. Make sure you don't get a hole in your gear, or like in between over there, that dead log, which you probably can't see very well. Yeah, where are we at? That dead log right there. You could sleep up against one of those, even underneath the fallen tree. Like that big one is not in a good spot, but that's an example. Now, so this is the part that I'm not for sure about, that I'm gonna have to play around with and clear out some more of these dead, just this dead branch stuff and some of these briars. But I got my woodland poncho, so I want to see if I can make some type of head covering area. I was thinking about maybe using these 2 trees and pushing the sleeping bag down a little bit, but I'm not sure, so we're just going to have to play around with it, which is fine. I could just do like a really simple lean-to, but I'm also thinking about doing something in a way that allows me to see, I need this end to be on the ground. Let's do it this way. Well, see, we don't need the length, but then I think this is too wide to be here anyways. Its main purpose is just to be like my gear storage area, and then it'll help cover our noggin too. Oh, okay, so I brought the stakes that I used with that other hammock just because they're really small and light, and I knew that I was just going to be staking down 3 of these, and since these ponchos have kind of small grommet holes, I thought that this would be the ideal thing to do. I don't think it's supposed to be windy, like I didn't see any wind advisories or anything like that. Oh, the ground is really soft right now, so I do not have a lot of faith in these stakes, but all we can do is try it out. Exactly how I want to do this now. So I'm going to take and tie out the center from the center grommet and the corner grommet. So it's going to be kind of like a lean-to here, and then I'm going to stake down that side so we have a wall in the event that, like I said, we're going to be in the Gore-Tex Beauty, but it'll be nice to have my stuff over there so that you ain't got to worry about my bags and stuff getting wet. And before I yeah, it's kind of hard to work in this tight of a space, but it'll be worth it once we get everything. Ouch! If I don't lose an eye first. Definitely recommend some eye protection in such an environment. Let's see if this one right here will work. That looks pretty good. I'm actually just going to run that through that laurel just to give us the angle for direction here, and then I'm going to tie it around this big tree. Last stake, and stake out this corner right here. So here's a look at the back side. We got all that chilling for us right there, and then we got our wall over on that end. So I just need to take these stakes and kind of pull them out and adjust them a little bit better. Oh, that one's good. Ouch, 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 briars in the butt. Yep, that's what it's all about. Really, the only one that needs anything is this one over here, but it's as far over as it can go. So I think that'll do just fine, because that seems pretty sturdy. Got to get my jacket on the inside before I forget about it. Whew, okay, just like that. We got home sweet home, baby. I'm going to take and spread this out underneath here so we have somewhat of a floor and water protective layer. I mean, I don't want it hanging on the outside where it can catch rain, but see here. Sweet. That's not hanging out anywhere. There's my other glove. It was underneath the... So now if you wanted to, I could take and have the head of the sleeping bag up here if this was not, if I wasn't in my Gore-Tex Beauty, but this side is just going to be for gear storage. And that is beautiful. You know, I think I'm going to take a piece of rope and tie the hood part off up to the laurel tree up there, and that should make it a lot more taut. Okay, so I just took and tied off the hood part and tied it at the top of that laurel tree. That raises that roof area. It makes it easier to get to my backpack and just is more headroom. So I mean, if I want to chill out later when it rains, I got enough to where I can just kind of scoot back. I can sit up in my bag, on my bag, whichever best. I make sure I put that sack in there. But everything is nice. It is getting a bit cooler, but it is time to get some food going. So I'm going to get the stove out and we'll get to cooking. It is time to cook some food. So now, I am very upset with myself because I once again forgot to bring eating utensils. So we're going to be drinking our meal even though it's solid. So that's fun. That's nice. But yeah, I got my MSI. I think they call this the Pocket Rocket. I honestly don't remember because I bought this a long time ago, but it's pretty popular, and all in all, considering how light it is and effective it is, it's not a bad price. But I cleared out a little spot right here at the foot end of my sleeping bag. I don't want to have any heat rising against the tarp. I'm sure it'd be fine. But I hope this thing still has... It does. Still has pressure and stuff, and it's got... Hopefully there's enough fuel in it. If not, we're going to definitely have to build a Dakota fire hole. But get that situated there. Then I'll have to get the food. Honestly, the can that the food is in, you could put on there. I've got Armor beef stew. That's actually like a perfectly nice wide can. But I haven't used this Stanley cup of mine in a hot minute, so I thought we would maybe experiment with this. It's pretty wobbly, but I think once it has the weight of the meal, plus like it won't take long for this thing to heat this up because obviously it's already cooked. I just got to warm her up, and I mean luckily I went with a stew, and we'll be able to drink it. I'll have to let this cup cool down a bit. but this thing does not have a pop top, so I got to use a can opener. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing is, I'm using one knife to open up the tools on another knife because I carry this multi-tool every day, and I have for about probably 2 years now, this particular one. And oh, it has got a lot of pocket lint and stuff in between the grooves, so I do need to clean it. Oh yeah, good old American dog food, baby. Not spill any of that beef though. Alrighty. Another reason I went with this one is because it had a lid. I mean, my cup on my stainless steel water bottle is probably enough to, it would definitely hold that. It'd be a little bit more towards the top and full. I'm trying to think if there was a way I could put it up against something to brace it. I don't want to set those leaves on fire, but okay, I think we'll be okay. Please don't fall. Because I know I'll get to dicking around with the camera and then I'll forget and like knock it over. That thing's already it's already making some noises. God dang, bro. Look, I know this stuff was not, you know, like freezing cold or anything, but it has absolutely warmed this stuff up in just like 2 minutes. Like it was boiling, so like it's definitely I can't really tilt it too good. I don't want to drop it. That wouldn't be good, but that right there, man, I'm telling you, these fuel canisters last a lot longer than you'd think they would, especially that little one, because I've got one that's double that size, and I've never used it. I've been using that little one for a hot minute now. But that's gonna be hot. There. I took when the camera was off, I took this off and I burned this stick right here, so that's gonna be our stir and do jig. Sure would nice to have a spoon or a fork, but some dummy forgot them. God dang it, it's too mushy to stab with a stick. Wait, maybe not that. It's all good though. Oh baby, so good, so good. Definitely nicer to have a hearty meal as opposed to the noodles. Don't get me wrong, the noodles, it was nice because they was nice and hot and very filling, but meat and vegetables, you can't beat that for a nice little wilderness meal, especially when you stealth camping, you duck down under, you know, basically we're hiding in the bushes. So guarantee nobody driving down the road expects that just a couple, you know, I guess this is about somewhere between 50 and 100 yards, definitely no more than 100 yards, but you wouldn't think that somebody's just, you know, tucked away up in the corner of the woods chilling and watching them, you know, just creeping. the wind has started to pick up a bit. Like based on what the weather says, it's not supposed to get over 5 miles an hour, but right now it has definitely come through with a like gust that feels like 5 miles an hour. It also has started to sprinkle. If that'll focus, I doubt it'll focus because I had to get up and go grab my tripod and stuff. So it's starting to sprinkle. It's kind of like a icy rain. It's not freezing yet. I think it feels like it's about 36, 37, but it's definitely definitely cooling off pretty fast. So, you know, we're all snuggle-lugged up under here, but I can tell you that once it gets actually like completely dark, I'm gonna probably have to take this BDU off and put my wool sweater on over my hoodie if I sit out much longer, or you just go ahead and climb into my sleeping bag and get all cozy and cozy. Because actually, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning because I had some work to do and a lot of stuff I had to get done. So I'm already pretty tired. I'll honestly probably try to go to sleep by like 7 or 8. I will say one thing I did bring with me that I forgot to mention earlier was I brought a candle with me. I'm thinking since we're so low to the ground with all this heavy foliage, we can enjoy what little campfire element that we just, you know, like I said, fire is fire, right? So I might take and stick that in the ground somewhere so we can have some nice ambiance. But anyways, like right now, I don't know if that'll pick up on the camera, but the sprinkling's picking up. It's not like a full-on rain yet, so I'll check back in a short bit with you. I was just thinking before all the rain and sleet and stuff set in heavy, and before it gets too dark, because if it's dark and sleeting, I'm not gonna be able to show you too much. I'm gonna crawl in here so like my boots are gonna get the VIP treatment up right here by my noggin. That way we ain't gotta worry about that getting wet. We'll just unzip it down the bivvy. Unzip our intermediate bag. Scooch down in there. And I don't know if you can hear me, but just like that, we are snug as a bug in a rug. So, okay, so I've got my shemagh in my pocket, so I'll still, just like when I was hammock camping, I'll probably take that out and, you know, wrap it around my face to keep condensation to a minimum. Like this is Gore-Tex, so it's breathable, but there's always some level of condensation in such an enclosed space. And just a tip and a little trick for anybody that uses these is something that people often complain about is like the bivy bag coming down and resting on their face in the middle of the night, so there's no like hoop structure or anything. So a great piece of advice for you is wear a hat whenever you're in there, because, you know, at most it'll just rest on the brim of your hat, and other than that you won't have nothing to worry about. So I am very satisfied with this. The sleeping pad feels great. It is nice to have this extra element of cover over the top. All my stuff fits under here perfectly. When it gets dark, I probably won't be able to film get a good shot of me getting into this in the dark. But there you go. That's what's gonna happen. So when it comes to bedtime, I'm gonna crawl into this and, you know, have a nice nifty time. Looking forward to it though, I can tell you that much. Jesus Christ, man, just make all the noise. But yeah, I mean, from here I can literally see like the color of the vehicles, what like the make, model, all that stuff. But I feel like it would be near impossible to see me. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the roaring campfire for the night. Once the rain, like I said, it's still just a steady drizzle, but once the rain picks back up, I doubt that'll last long. But you know, I could easily take and set it in here, you know, like near the ends where the tarp's pretty high. But I'm just keeping it outside because it's not really going to serve a purpose. I don't want to get it too close to none of my stuff. Alright guys, so I just got the, I just took off my BDU shirt, so I just got my hoodie on. I put my shemagh around my face. Once again, that's just to try to help prevent too much condensation from getting in my bag. It is pretty gosh darn cold now. I'd have to say it's probably about 28 degrees because it's just after 7 o'clock. So I'm going to take and crawl into my bivy bag. Like I said, it's just been mist and rain, and keeping it light, but the weather said that it could pick up, like, you know, anytime in between like now and midnight. But then after midnight, if nothing much has happened, then nothing's going to happen. So I'm going to take and crawl into this thing and get nice and cozy and put in the old Bluetooth earbuds and listen to I'll probably just listen to some music right now because, like I said, I got up really early, so I'm tired. There's lots of traffic though. Like, I tried to get some, I got a couple of shots of, like, you know, headlights and everything, so I did need to turn this off before too much goes down. But I will check in with you guys in the morning. So thanks for watching this far. Good morning, guys. So that right there was a very comfortable night's sleep, all in all. The temperature did get down to right around 19-20 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind, however, ended up kicking up a lot higher than they originally forecasted. Like I said, the highest wind was supposed to be 9 miles per hour, and it ended up getting up to about 18 to 20. So at its peak, I don't know what the wind chill value of you know, 19 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit plus, you know, 20-degree winds is, like with the wind chill, but it's probably, you know, somewhere in between 0 and 10 degrees Fahrenheit, if I had to guess. But we did end up getting a lot of just ice rain, some like sleet, like basically freezing rain, I guess is what you call it. Like, there's ice frozen on the foot box area of my sleep system. I'll try to get a shot of that after, you know, everything's said and done. But because the wind was so like the wind speed was so high, everything seems to dry out pretty. There goes some more vehicles up the road, getting that early morning work in. But the everything seems to be pretty dried out now. Like, I think the wind dried everything that didn't immediately freeze. So it should be good. Like, not much seemed to have dried on my poncho. It just, you know, like the stuff that was able to kind of pull up on certain areas of my foot box down there is what's frozen into icicles. And as far as comfort goes, I was extremely warm, just the intermediate bag, the bivy. The only time I had to get up at like 1 o'clock, like while it was freezing rain, because I really had to pee. So, and there's not really any way you can maneuver your way around, you know, peeing in a bottle whenever you're in a bivy bag. So I had to throw the, I had to throw my parka on, like rush out and pee while it was windy and freezing rain and all that good old stuff. And, you know, when I got back, fell back asleep, woke up one more time, I don't know, probably like 4:30, and I just woke up for no reason in particular. And like, I kind of rolled over on my side and like tucked my knees in a little bit. And I don't know how long I'd been in that position, but then when I straightened my legs out, the foot box had got, you know, nice and chilly. So that's the only issue I guess you could say I had. But like as soon as my feet was there for about 10-15 minutes, it warmed right back up, because these intermediate bags, and I think the patrol bag does too, but I know for a fact this intermediate bag has like a thicker foot box area, so it holds heat very, very well. But yeah, guys, that's going to conclude this trip. So another successful, fun one in the books. I hope you guys enjoyed me bringing you along. As always, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that, you know, the like button. It helps a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. Check the links in the description of my other channels. Go check them out as well. And until the next one, adios.